I came across a very trending news at the moment. That is this news about a screwdriver seller who wrote a certain letter to Trump. And that was why Trump, struck, Sokoto. In fact, when I read the news, I took my time to read the news very well. Cable carried it, also New York Times and whatsoever. In fact, I do not know whether these people, who claim to be lobbyists, whom Tinubu has used taxpayers' money to pay, $9 million that would have served a whole lot of purpose in the zoo you call Nigeria, that would have saved a lot of lives in the hospitals that are not there, that would have, fixed roads that are lying famished for innocent blood, that would have done a whole lot of things for that zoo. But rather, that $9 million is being spent on something very negative. While it tickled me, that news, I read and I laughed a lot, very, very well. But it also carries a very negative, a very potent danger. The danger of the narrative and all of that. Although, as I said, they cannot fool about 200 million people, understand? Except people like us, they can fool the rest. That is just all about it. You see, if they are going about Peter Obi, who is from Anambra, that is understood, it's clear. But whether Peter Obi is coming or not coming, that is their own business. But what they are trying to do is what, I am now speaking, rising against now. It is very shameful for them to have said that Trump did not bomb Sokoto because of the Christian genocide there, which I had spoken about authoritatively here. That Trump did that because of the letter that man, Emeka Umeagbalasi, wrote to Trump. Can you just imagine that kind of nonsense? Just imagine that kind of nonsense. They are trying to push the narrative, in a way that, to dissuade people's mind from the reality. So what they're trying to say is that the reality that we know and that I also spoke authoritatively about is no longer the reality. It's a very big shame. A very, very big shame. In fact, if you can fool over 200 million people in that zoo you call Nigeria, you cannot fool the international community who are fully aware of everything happening in the zoo you call Nigeria. People are very learned. People are wiser. Now it's not the 40s, not the 50s, not the 60s, not the 70s. People are very wise now. With just a tap of the Android phone, understand, information go wide, spread everywhere like wildfire. It is very very, very shameful to read such nonsense. The point I'm trying to make here is this. The narrative tone that letter or that news carries is what is bothering me. And I want to make it clearly that if anything happens to Emeka Umeagbalasi, that innocent man knows nothing, who is just in the shop. We saw the Photoshop, every damn thing. Is a very big shame in that zoo you call Nigeria that things like this can be happening. Just imagine, just because you have paid $9 million for people to lobby, against the president being exposed in that zoo. You can go about trying to skew the narrative in such a way. But I want to let you know now, the target is about the middle belt. They just want to see how they can, channel the narrative towards the middle belt and then finish them. After finishing the middle belt, they will not be thinking of coming down, the south. Perhaps, their real eyes, the southeast. But we are telling you, it's not going to work. It is not going to work. And read my lips, it is not going to work. It can never work. Whatever you guys are scheming is so childish. But you see that drums of war you guys are trying to beat. There are people who can dance. If you think you are mad, we are herbalists. We cure the madness. It's as simple as that. It is very shameful that you people can leave the reality, leaving the bone to cry for the veins. Who does not know what is happening? Who doesn't know what is happening? And you people can go stoop so low to try to say, oh, look, why is everything about the Igbo? What is your problem? You don't want the Igbo, they say they want to go, and you still say they cannot go. What are you looking for? What is your problem? That is what is bothering me. What's your problem? What is your problem? An innocent man on his own. If people are trying to frame him up in many ways, in a very dangerous manner. You see, are you saying that Trump is foolish? You see, are you saying that the White House, the international community don't know what is happening in Nigeria? Who doesn't know what is happening in Nigeria, for God's sake? If you don't know, that means you're stuck ignoramus. You see, but it's so shameful, to me, for something that I spoke very authoritatively about, that the so-called, Reverend Father and Governor of Benue State, a priest for that matter, a Catholic priest for that matter, came up here to say that there was something like genocide or Christian genocide in Benue State. Someone whose state has been bleeding for a very long time. So now, don't the people feel ashamed? But what do people think? In fact, is it not something that should bother a whole lot of you? Really? For those of you who are talking about, oh, this, that, no religion, understand. Hope you can see what is happening there. You run your mouth anyhow talking about religion, no religion, understand. What is staring you in the face? Look at how politicians, a priest for that matter now, is now talking otherwise. Then what are you fighting for? What are you fighting? What are you fighting against? That is the point here. I felt very weak to the marrow when I looked at the priest speaking, telling the world that there's something like Christian genocide in Benue State. It's very, very shocking. Anyway, that is not my concern for now. My concern is this narrative they are pushing, that an Onitsha man was the one responsible, for the bombing in Sokoto. That's how I put it. Because they said he influenced Trump. And that was how Trump, came there to bomb Sokoto State. But people are wiser now. People are not fools. I want to let those pushing all these narratives, to be very, very careful. Please, know where you are dabbling with. Know where you are delving in. It's very important. Let nothing happen to that man. Headache should not knock his head in any way at all. An innocent man sitting on his own. He went there, Photoshop. Look at the whole Photoshop. Look at the whole scenes. I was like, my God, what a country is this? What a country is this? Imagine in this 21st century, people could wake up and start steal food, fool themselves. Fool themselves. You see. Anyway, it's one of those things we are seeing. But I'm letting you guys know that there's no cause for alarm in any way at all. If you like, use the taxpayers' money, spend more, $50 billion, keep on doing that. Nigeria's resources, just to cover up your bad track, your dirty past, very dirty. If Nigeria can have a president like you, then why should any sensible person be hopeful of anything good, from that place? You see, president, a drug addict, a criminal to the core, a kleptomaniac extraordinaire. Vice President, a terrorist. You see, Vice President, a terrorist. President, kleptomaniac, a criminal, drug addict, everything bad. You cannot trace anything good in that man's life. That is a president. And then you have a terrorist as a vice. And then you are telling me that something good can emanate from that place. Then it's very, very unfortunate. If you can tell me that, if you can reason that way, then you are lower than any animal. Your IQ is lower than any animal anybody can possibly think of. It's as simple as that. You people don't have shame. You don't have shame. You don't even know where to face. You don't even know what to say. You just for you to look for cheap blackmail, look for somebody to go and blackmail in order to justify your negative intentions. A man on his own, a screwdriver seller, writing about 250-page, petition to Trump, who doesn't know what is happening in that so you call Nigeria. To Trump and the international community who don't even know what is happening in that so you call Nigeria. It is very shameful. You people should keep squandering taxpayers' money unnecessarily, negatively, and for a very dangerous intention. Play your politics, but leave Igbo out of this matter. We are not part of you. It's as simple as
the Igbo people are in a very big problem in Nigeria. Right now, this is what the Igbo content creators or the Igbo people who have access to the internet need to disclaim and condemn, because they want to channel this they want to start apportioning blames to Igbo people again, to end up buying us as they have been, to end up unaliving us as they have been doing since 1966 till today. This British citizen, Ruth MacLean, a reporter and a journalist who equally traveled to more than 25 countries in West Africa, yesterday, 18th of January 2026, published this, that the airstrike, the Sokoto airstrike, the US airstrikes in Nigeria on 25th December 2025 was promoted by Igbo screwdriver seller in Onitsha. That he was the one that gave the US information that the Christians are the only ones that are being killed in the north. That Christians are the only people that are singled out and pied in the north instead of general killing. This is what Ruth MacLean published, now trying to blame one Emeka screwdriver seller in Onitsha to be the cause of US airstrikes in Sokoto on December 25th, 2025. This is how we want to start again. This is how we want to start again. After any mess in Nigeria, it always land on Igbo people. If we fight back, problem. If we fold hand, problem. Even if they're pious, they will still blame us for why did we die. So this is the problem that we have been facing, and we need to condemn this. They now blame Emeka, a screwdriver seller in Onitsha, to be the cause, to be the one that promotes the airstrikes in Sokoto, to be the one that said that the Christians are being pied in the north, only the Christians. This is what Ruth MacLean, a journalist, is publishing to the world, for the world to see. In 1966, after the coup, it took so many years, the coup that made the northern people to massacre more than 30,000 to 50,000 Igbos residing in the north in the 1966. It took more than 53 years for Babangida to publish a book to say that Igbos are not the cause of the 1966 coup. Just 2025, after many years, after wasting a lot of Igbos' lives in 1966 pogrom in the north, why they applied the Igbos then? Because they said that Igbos are the one that caused the coup which claimed the lives of most of the northerners and the west rather than Igbo. So they start unaliving the Igbos living in the north. After many years, Babangida comes to tell us that this is not an Igbo coup, that is general coup. Then go on too, after so many years of his disagreement, 1966 disagreement in Aburi Accord, he come recently to tell us that fever was what made him to agree on the agreement on Aburi Accord. Disagreement that resulted to the killing of a lot of people in the southeast in Anib. After many years, he comes back to tell us that fever is the cause of the problem. And today again, the US strikes in Sokoto last year, 2025. Today, Ruth MacLean, a British journalist, have come to tell us that it's Emeka Oragashabi, Emeka from Onitsha, a screwdriver seller, is the one that told the US that the Christians are the only people who are being pied in the north. So this is the problem we are facing. This is the problem we are facing in a country called One Nigeria. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes I feel like.
So an Igbo man in Onitsha selling screwdriver gave the US, the almighty US, world power, gave them the information they used to carry out that airstrike that happened in Sokoto on 25th of December. Can you believe that? Anyway, let me explain. So before now, I've told you Nigerians that when it's getting towards election time, expect more propagandas, expect more division and instigation by the government. It is not news that the method of the Nigerian government or Nigerian politician to divide the people is usually by ethnic division, or they use religion to divide the people. Now, let me give you another example. You remember during the AFCON, Chukwueze missed penalty. Some immediately used as an opportunity to try to instigate another fight. Now, an Igbo man selling screwdriver in Onitsha is now the one that gave information. It is his information they used to carry extra a whole US. Meanwhile, when that thing happened, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, released a statement that they provided the intelligence that America used to carry that airstrike. That it was upon their approval that they carried out that airstrike. So suddenly now, in January 2026, it is now an Igbo man who sells screwdriver in Onitsha. Can we now say that the $9 million they lobbied, they paid to lobby to prevent America from carrying airstrike, is it a way for it to work? Maybe one day, a farmer from Katsina will also provide US an intelligent report that they will use to carry out airstrike in Owerri. Before that, dear Nigerians, use your head.
We have seen where the 9 million lobbying fee that the federal government of Nigeria paid to USA lobbyists, we have seen where it has gone to. Because now, guess who they are blaming for the Christian genocide in Nigeria? They are blaming Igbos. Now the Igbos are the ones to be blamed. These people, I don't know what is really wrong with Nigerian government. First of all, we all saw how this whole Trump intervention started. Of course, there have been Christian genocide in Nigeria. We are not going to deny that fact, right? Then this Pastor Dan Chomo, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name well, from Plateau State, was one that cried out for help, and his video went so viral. But guess what? Nigeria, you know the Nigerian government, now if they do not blame an Igbo man, they will not rest. Now they are saying that the almighty USA, the Donald Trump of America, he did not rely on his own knowledge. He did not rely on his country's knowledge of their power. He did not rely on that. That Donald Trump literally sought help from an Igbo man in Onitsha main market that sells screwdriver, screw parts. And I saw the picture of this Igbo man. Look at his picture. He doesn't even look like an Igbo man. He do not. Funny enough, even if he's an Igbo man, Donald Trump will leave all the intel, all the knowledge, everything in America to come and be seeking help or seeking assistance from an Onitsha main market man. Make it make sense. And I love the way that people were calling out the Nigerian government on this. They think it's before. These people they don't realize that we are now the media. We are now the media. We don't need any nonsense. So this New York Times, whatever it's called, they posted this that it's Donald Trump, the Onitsha main market man that helped him. Now we have seen where the $9 million lobbyist money went to. And this federal government, these people are claiming that, they paid the $9 million because Biafra, IPOB, Biafra are paying 60,000 naira to say there's a Christian genocide. We know the majority of Christians in Nigeria, Igbos. In fact, Igbos are like literally 95% Christians. We know that for sure. Right? So, are we going to deny the fact that there's no Christian genocide? We are not denying the fact. But the thing of this Nigerian government is, if Biafra pays $60,000, it's not from taxpayers' money, it's from contribution, it's from the IPOBs for them, it's for them. But this money, where does the Nigerian government, where did they get this $9 million? Obviously from taxpayers' money. You see how this government literally are nonchalant. They don't care about you, they don't care about citizens. Even the so-called supporters of this government, the government do not care about you. Like, what is happening? This whole tactics of using Igbos, it has failed. You have been exposed. Everybody see you for who you truly, like, literally are. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Good day to our viewers all over the world, and welcome back to Local Journal. What's really the crime of an Igbo man in Nigeria? Is it a crime that Igbos exist or they live or stay in Nigeria? These guys have been clamoring for their own country, but you don't want to give them their country. You don't want anything like division, but you keep finding a way to put every blame on their head if anything happens with your damn country. Like, how would you say that Donald Trump struck Nigeria, struck Sokoto, and the enclaves of these bandits because an informant from Igbo land, a screwdriver who sells in Onisha, gave out information to Trump and Trump acted based on that? How can we be so stupid to this extent of believing this whole fake news from the enclaves of these people who don't want Nigeria to progress? Is this the lobbying thing that the government went to the United States to go and do? To pay lobbyists to bring laughable information that holds no water? How would a powerful country such as US, the most powerful nation in the world, the most advanced country in the world, would rely on mere information from just a screwdriver seller in Onisha to come and carry out an attack on bandit enclaves, on terrorist hideouts? Does it make any sense? People are just looking for one way or the other to blame the Igbos for everything in this country. Instead of fixing your problem and putting blame on the people who are the cause of this problem, you're looking for a way to like a kind of exonerate these people who are supposed to be the people you are supposed to be blaming, then putting blames on the wrong people. How would you even imagine somebody who is staying in Indonesia would like kind of make a statement and you deem his own statement as a statement or something that will carry weight, that will draw the intention, that will draw the interest of the United States of America, that will draw the interest of Donald Trump to Nigeria to come and attack the enclaves of these whole terrorists? Does it make any sense to you? And come to think of it, the attack on Sokoto is is a good one, and every Nigerian, every well-meaning Nigerian supported it. The only people who are against it and have been looking for a way to drive an Igbophobic agenda and propaganda are these whole Fulanis who don't want the progress of Nigeria and who are the ones culpable of all these offenses and all this whole terrorism that is bedeviling this nation. So of course we know where this thing is coming from, but for the government itself to play to the gallery, the government who also accepted that everything that the US did in Nigeria was with their consent and they were in the know of everything, they are now turning around to believe or to also pay lobbyists to put every blame on the Igbos. This is very laughable. Until this country and Nigeria continues to stop blaming the Igbo and blame the appropriate and the supposed people who are culpable for the crimes against Nigeria, there is no way this country is going to move forward. If you keep blaming the Igbo for your problem, Igbos who don't have anything to do with your problems, who have never been, who are not leading the country, who are just doing their own business, if you keep on blaming them, there is no way this country is going to move forward at all, because you are just putting the blame on the wrong people just because you feel you want to like kind of turn the whole country against them. And this thing is not far fresh from the election that is coming up in 2027. They just want to put the Igbos in a bad light so that probably maybe people won't vote Obi or people won't support any Igbo candidate. However, the more you keep on doing this, the more you keep on making the country crumble, because I don't see the future of this country if we continue this way. This is my opinion. Drop what you think about this in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.